Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're going to be briefly discussing the medical examination requirements for K-3, CR-1, and IR-1 visas. For those who are unaware, these are the three marriage visa categories for those married to United States citizens. And we see a rather frequent number of those kind of cases processed through the U.S. Embassy here in Thailand. Medical examination requirements. First of all, it should be noted, there's another video on this channel which discusses medical examination requirements in a K-1 context. They're largely similar, but there are a few, there's really not a lot of major differences, but for those who are looking for this information in more of a K-1 context, I strongly recommend checking out that video. With respect to U.S. marriage visas, notwithstanding the fact that an individual is married to a United States citizen, they are required to undertake a medical examination in order to be proven medically fit to travel to the United States to take up residence. It's sort of a common misconception that these medical examinations can sort of be just undertaken anywhere. That is not the case. There are specifically designated civil surgeons by the U.S. Embassy that have to undertake these examinations. They have to conduct them in order to comply with relevant statutory code and to meet certain standards that are inherent to what the consular officers have to maintain in order to issue these types of visas. So the medical examination can only be undertaken by these designated civil surgeons. There are designated civil surgeons in both Bangkok and Chiang Mai, and there are specific places where those exams can take place. Those who undertake the process by utilizing our firm, we generally send a staffer along with the applicant to the medical examination, not to be in the actual examination, but to assist in sort of facilitating smoother processing of the documentation and going ahead and getting documentation on hand and compiled for submission to the U.S. Embassy. Medical examination is relatively important. People can be excluded from the United States on health-related grounds. If they pose a threat to public safety, it's possible to deny the issuance of a visa until such time as that threat to public safety is passed. In the past, HIV was a ground of inadmissibility to the United States. The applicant being infected with HIV could cause issues with respect to applying for a visa to the United States. Now that's not so much an issue. However, here in Thailand, one issue that does, I won't say frequently pop up, but does occasionally pop up is tuberculosis. Tuberculosis can be present in certain individuals who are not in fact contagious, but it's an issue. It has to be vetted rather painstakingly by the medical examiners involved, and it can sometimes actually slow down the process. So the thing to take away from this video is medical examination is required. It's not required up front. That's another misconception. A lot of people think you got to immediately do it. No, it usually needs to occur further down the line. Again, the visa process, the application process, is sort of a sub-process within an overarching, longer-term process. So essentially the visa application at the U.S. Embassy, again, needs to be undertaken, needs to have a medical examination in order to fully process it out. And depending on one's medical history, it may take longer or shorter, depending on the circumstances, again, of one's medical history and the other circumstances in the case itself.